Ooh, what an exciting game. A crazy, anxiety-filled, stressful game because, what is it a Buccaneers game if we don't shave off a couple of years off our life? But wonderful, wonderful ending to that game. Super exciting. Have a lot of opinions about kind of the way the game kind of transitioned and played out. So before I go into that and before I go into my review, I am Ramy B. If you are new here, make sure you click the subscribe button down below. I post weekly Buccaneer videos. If you see me looking to the side, I am looking at stats and things to make sure I'm saying accurate information. So, our Tampa Bay Buccaneers took on Buffalo Bills that were kind of struggling and kind of on the decline over the last few weeks. But we won 33-27 after a ferocious comeback attempt by them. We had 488 total yards of offense. That's 351 passing and 137 rushing, while the Bills had 466 yards of total offense, 293 passing and 173 rushing. Offensively, this was a very offensive game. First half, our defense really kind of shut them down. Second half, they kind of shut us down. It was a tale of two halves. Our defense was bomb, our offense was bomb first half, and then in the second half it was theirs, leading all the way to overtime. Brady was 31 of 46 for 363 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and he ended up having a rushing touchdown as well. Leonard Fournette, 19 carries, 113 yards, and a touchdown, which included that 50-yard touchdown in I think it was our first drive. Brady had 7 rushes for 16 yards, and like I mentioned, the rushing touchdown, and Rojo had 3 rushes for 8 yards. On the receiving end, Chris Godwin, 10 catches for 105. Evans 6 for 91 and beautiful touchdown. It was like a fingertip snag. It was almost out of his grasp as well, and Evans did provide a lot of very clutch plays as well, especially at the fourth quarter and overtime, a couple third downs, big third down conversions as well. So it's good to see him kind of getting those attempts. Gronk had 5 catches for 62. He had a couple more attempts at getting some other ones down the side and things like that hit his hands, but the corners made good plays on the ball and knocked it out. Should have had a bigger game, but it is what it is. Perryman had that 1 catch in overtime, that beautiful, I think it was an out route. He was heading towards that direction, heading out, caught the ball, and I think a linebacker was on him, number 43. I don't know with all the numbers now being changed. I think it was a linebacker as well. Outran him, and then the safety couldn't get there in time and had that walk-off touchdown as well. I keep getting confused between Perryman and Tyler Johnson as well with the numbers, because I think Johnson's 18 and he's 19, so it's hard to tell sometimes. Leonard Fournette had 4 catches for 19 yards. Offensively, we did very good in the first half, and then overtime, obviously, second half, we kind of struggled, a couple 3-and-outs, or we would have very short drives, get a first down, and then, end up punting and things like that. Defensively, we let Josh Allen have 36 of 54 attempts for 308 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick, and the pick coming at the end of the first half to Richard Sherman. Josh Allen also led their team in rushing, 12 rushes for 109 yards and a touchdown, and their running back Singletary had 4 rushes for 52 yards. Receiving wise, Stephon Diggs had 7 catches for 74, Cole Beasley 9 for 63. Knox, their tight end, had 7 for 60 and a touchdown, and Gabriel Davis 5 for 43 and a touchdown, and then nobody else had over 40 yards. We did have 3 sacks on the game, 1.5 by Devin White and 1.5 by Shaq Barrett, and we were putting a lot of pressure on them throughout the game. Josh Allen was getting hit left and right. It seemed like he was pressured on maybe half of all of his pass attempts, and he ended up kind of hurting his ankle, which didn't really end up making a difference because he did drive them down and end up tying the game at the end and all of that. Luckily for them, their fire burnt out in overtime. But this was a game that was very exciting and then very frustrating near the end. Like I said, first half our defense was shutting them down. We were moving the ball at will, scoring, no big deal. I tweeted before the game that had we scored a touchdown right before the end of the first half, the game would have been over, and it proved to be true because it was a 27-27 game at the end. Second half was a complete opposite. Defense was not able to stop them. They were driving, I want to say right at the midpoint of the third quarter, we were up 24-3, and from there the defense completely collapsed. I think they scored on every possession pretty much, or 3 of 4 possessions, something like that, and then our offense wasn't able to get anything done. We just got a field goal at the end of the third, I want to say, but that was really it. I don't know what it is with the play calling. We got very conservative. Execution was bad. It just seemed like it was very bad on that end, and then defensively, we're up 3 scores, even when it was 10-27, and our corners are playing 10, 12 yards off of the receivers. Doesn't really make sense to me, and I don't understand kind of why the defense is doing that. We're pretty healthy overall. I know we lost Jamel Dean, I want to say, in the first half, but defensively, Richard Sherman did come in as well as a safety right before the end of the game when I think it was Cole Beasley that took him down inside the 10. Maybe it was, or inside our 20. Richard Sherman took a bad angle at safety, and he mentioned on his podcast the one thing that's hard for him to learn as a safety is kind of the angles of the tackles and things like that, because he's kind of the last line of defense. But exciting game. We are now 10-3. We're still in the hunt with Green Bay and with we should be tied with, I don't know if Green Bay plays tonight or tomorrow. I think they play tonight. If they win, we're tied 10-3. They still have a tiebreaker over us because of the conference record. I think we have 4 conference losses and they have 3. And then, or maybe we have 3 and they have 2. And then, yeah, they have 2 conference losses. We have 3 conference losses. And then Arizona has 2 conference losses as well. So it's really going to come down to the wire for all 3 of us. If Green Bay wins, like I said, we'll both be 10-3. Arizona will be 11-2 at that point. If they win as well, I don't know the schedules and the scores, but it's going to come down to the wire. We definitely need that first seed, because for us, as you can see at home, we are a completely different team. We're still scoring over 30 points a game at home, and I think that started last year after the bye week. I want to say we played Minnesota at home, hit 30. We played, Atlanta at home, 30. The Super Bowl, if you count that as a home game, over 30. So we've been on a really good streak, and hopefully we'll be able to continue that. But yeah, very exciting game. Brashad Perriman really saved us at the end with that. He doesn't look that fast on the field, but he's really fast. Like, even when I watched that replay over and over of that final play, he didn't look like he was like really running like that. But I guess because he's taller, so his strides are bigger. But yeah, what a game. Brady let us down for another comeback. Now he has the most completions of all time. Passing Drew Brees to that floater he threw to Mike Evans, kind of backpedaling. He now has 700 touchdowns total between the playoffs and regular season, with the 700th being the one that he threw to Brashad Perriman in overtime. And he also now has the most touchdowns, or I think the most touchdowns ever against a single opponent was 72. I think they mentioned it was Dan Marino, and Brady needed 3. He ended up getting 2 of them, so he tied him for that. But yeah, I think now he's 33 or 34-3 against the Bills. But yeah, overall, wonderful game. Please comment down below what you think of the game and how you feel next week. It's the Saints. The Saints blew out the Jets today, but it is the Jets. Alvin Kamara's back. Taysom Hill's the quarterback. I know the Saints suck, but for some reason we can never get out of our own way. So I'm hoping that they're coming in. Sunday Night Football, the stadium's going to be rocking. A lot of Bucs fans. And at home, we never lose. So hopefully we can come down, throw 30 on them, maybe hopefully 40 on them, blow them out. And then the rest of the season is easy after that. Carolina, Jets, Carolina should be, really from here on out, we should go 4-0 and finish this season at 14-3. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. And as always, wonderful performance. Wonderful because we got the win. Clutch performance. And as always, let's go Bucs. And I am out. Let's go!